the love month, February. Many people are looking for Valentine's. Some people already have sweethearts and Valentine's. Some people say, I already had one, I don't want another one. Some people say, I'm so much of me that I need 2 or 3. All of these things are brewing. But I want to start this conversation by piggybacking from the last one to say, what is it primarily that women want from men in a relationship? And I'm going to defer to one of my ladies. Whichever one of y'all want to take that on.
I think you want someone that's caring, understanding, able to fulfill some of your needs, someone that's going to be there for you when you need them, whether it's sickness and health, like they said, when you take those vows. But someone that's, you can call your backbone. I can talk to you about anything, it's going to stay between us and nothing to worry about it going to any other family members in our household. You're going to support me when I need you support.
Mm-hmm. All right, I heard that. Nika, you agree?
I do agree. I agree wholeheartedly, and then also just someone that respects my opinion as well, you know, and it doesn't just go one way. We can come together in the middle and talk about whatever it is, and my opinion is respected as well.
So Keith, I know you've never been married before. Do you think you can respect a woman's opinion that it doesn't have to always go your way?
If it's a thought-out opinion.
If it's a thought-out opinion.
If it's a thought-out opinion, if she's really put some thought into it and she's not just speaking based on emotion, then I can't.
You can.
I'll consider it.
But you know, women, go ahead.
But we emotional. What do you mean by that?
That's true. But so being that you're emotional, sometimes you just say things. You don't think about it. You just say it. So it's not a real solution.
So you're saying that all women go by their emotions, they don't think things out. What you saying?
No, by you being emotional or making an emotional decision, it's not a well thought out decision.
So men don't make emotional decisions?
No.
Really?
No.
So when you say go out there and buy that F-150, you're not making an emotional decision without consulting with me?
Repeat the question.
I said, if you decide to go out and buy your F-150 truck, you're not making an emotional decision without consulting with me? That's an emotional decision too now. So they can go 50-50 both ways on a man and a woman.
Without consulting with you?
Correct.
I would have bought it without consulting.
Oh, so you're saying that you are the man of the house. You don't have to ask me about buying anything. You can do it on your own. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's my money.
Oh,
Okay, wait 1 minute. Hold up. That's a good point. Let me interject for a minute. He said it's his money. So let's talk about that. That brings us to finances, Hannah. It sounds like I'm hearing, and I could be wrong, that some men feel if they work, their money is their money and they can spend it how they choose to. Am I hearing that correctly?
correct.
But when you become married, is it not at that point where it becomes our money? Anybody?
It's our money, so you want to say this?
Go ahead, I'm happy.
It's our money. So if there's being a person's being married, like I said, I haven't been married, but I've had some nice relationships, and in those cases,
It
if
couldn't be too nice. You still by yourself.
my money was their money.
Wait a minute.
You can spend,
So-
but I'm gonna do what I want to do.
So undoubtedly, you're saying that you're not ready to be married because you're going to do what you want to do. It's a 50-50 relationship. You can't do what you want to do in a 50-50 relationship. I mean, you got to give and take someone you're married to someone, because if you have a household, the household got to come first. Then your other, I said toys, they're going to come second, because you got to make sure everything is taken care of in the household first. Because if you go make a rational decision going to buy your car, I make one go by me going, then our needs are not being met in the household. Those needs are going to come first. You can't go out and do anything you want when you're married to somebody. Does that mean you're gonna go do what you wanna do? I'm gonna go do what I wanna do? We're not married. We're just living together, doing what we wanna do.
That's right.
That's a
I
good point.
understand that. I understand that to a certain extent. Okay, so, let's be reasonable now. When you have two people sojourn together, then we talking about finances now. So it can't be. I don't look at it as 50-50, and I know that's going to kind of sound a little controversial, but I want to kind of intellectualize this. So what if the other part, and just say sometimes women handle money a little bit better than men. Sometimes, in some occasion. So when you got to have a mutual understanding, I feel, in the relationship. If the man is more manageable, can manage the money better, then give him that right. Then it won't be if a woman know that she's loose with money, because women like to shop, they like to spend money. They don't tell the man every time they done did something. Amen. Like, yeah.
A man do the same thing too. Like you might tell want to buy you some stuff and not tell your wife. So you can't say it's just women shop. There's some men that love to shop too.
I like this.
I like it.
So yeah, I already knew we were going.
Hey, I'm ready for you.
Yeah, that's why the seat's red. See?
That's right, 'cause I'm ready.
Yeah, okay.
Ready.
All right, ready. All right, ready. Okay, but seriously, I think that whoever is the more responsible person should have access to the money, and the other party, if there's going to be a mutual understanding, they should understand. Okay, well, sometimes I get a little out of hand when I spend money, and that's costing us or causing us to go into whatever kind of debt or whatever. But then that goes on both sides. So you can't go into something. You're supposed to go into a relationship with a togetherness mind, true. But then when you start filling out, when you start learning each other, and then you start seeing the strengths and the weakness in that person, since we're talking about finances, that may not be a strong point in a woman. So the man got to handle his business to make sure, like you said, the house is taken care of. But then the woman have to, or then even on the flip side, the man have to understand if he's that weaker part with managing money, then the man have to humble himself and give not full rights over to the woman, but he have to let her help him. But ain't no real man gonna give.
He's not asking permission.
So you said,
I'm
not asking a man to get full. We're gonna still go 50-50 in this relationship. So in other words, we might need to just have a joint account for all the bills, and then you have some other money aside, you do what you want to do, and I'm gonna have some other side do what I want to do. And then that's the case.
So a joint account, you mean you put your pie in and I put mine in?
What I'm saying is we put an account in for all the household bills.
Okay.
And then whatever we need for the household, it's gonna be one account. But then you can have your other account on the side. If you choose to do whatever you want to do, that's what you're saying we might need to do.
Listen.
I mean, I'm just asking
Right, I got
you're
you.
saying that.
I just feel like what I said in the beginning. See, you know.
Look, wait a minute. Let me interject.
Yeah.
So basically,
Can't have a bunch of accounts.
well, and I'll speak. I think it's good. First of all, we have to realize that once you decide to get in a marriage. See, once you decide, okay, I am choosing to marry this person, then that's when you decide, it's no longer my stuff and his stuff. It's our stuff. And that's another reason why we are advocates of premarital counseling. Because my perception of money might be different from my husband's perception of money. And just as you mentioned, Pastor Lundy, sometimes, one person may be sharper or more apt at managing the finances than the other one. Sometimes, as Keith alluded to, we as women, and I'll admit, sometimes we do some emotional spending. It's called retail therapy. Anybody with me with that? Yes, sometimes we do. But not all women. But then I've also seen some men who do some spontaneous purchases. So whenever you decide in marriage to come together, you have to make those decisions on the front end. You know, in a perfect ideal setting, what Kenya said is right. There should be a joint account, a his account, and a her account. But ultimately, the main thing is that the household expenses are being met. Now, I heard Kenya say also in finding out, when I asked what is it that a woman wants from a man, she said somebody to support her and be a backbone. I want to know, men, when you hear her say support, I know what she meant because I'm a woman and I know her, but what do you hear when you hear her say having a mate that supports her? Either one of y'all two men.
Well, if she says she wants someone who supports her, then that means that I'm pretty much behind or will listen to whatever decision she wants to make. I'll consider her opinion. I'll give her some reign, in other words. So when it comes to finances, it's taken care of. If we go somewhere, she's not expecting to pay. She's not expecting to hold the door open or things of that nature. It's pretty much just being a man, if you ask me. If she feels taken care of, she feels that if she does fall in any kind of way, he's there. If she doesn't feel that security, then she's not supported. That's what support means to me from man and woman.
So in your opinion, whenever that time comes for you, what's your ideal thought of a marriage and the man's role as it relates to? Because I heard you say when we go out, she's not expecting to pay. I mean, are you the type of man where you want your woman to work and help you pay the bills, or are you old school and you want to take care of everything? Be honest.
I'm gonna be honest. She can work. I'm not against her working at all. I like for her to make her own money, but I'm not expecting to try and spend her money. I'm still spending my money. If she want to spend something, that's fine. Now, what I'm trying to get through or get over is something he said earlier, as far as, because in my mind, the man is the leader, and if you're gonna be the leader, then somebody has to follow. You can't both be leading at the same time. You can't be 50-50. That doesn't exist to me. It's 80-20. You know, if you come in, you know, all right, well, look, this your one little bill. That's just for responsibility purposes. I'm not, if you can't pay it whatever month, all right, well, as the man and me supporting you, then I got it. I'm not tripping on that, but that's it. My thing is, when it comes to that particular question, and I actually had this in my notes, was asset versus liabilities. I'm not expecting you to come in and try and pay my way through life or be an asset in that manner. I'm pretty much asking you not to be an over liability. Don't overcost me, because I'm watching this. And the moment you overcost me, you gone.
Oh, my. I need a fan. He said the moment you overcost him, you gone. Oh.
Like that.
Pastor London, huh? What you say?
I like how he dissected that. You know, he was firm with it and stern. I like that, because the man is the breadwinner. That's what I believe. The man is the breadwinner, and I believe in a woman working. I believe in the woman. I do believe in the woman helping out, but I believe the man should take care of the bulk of everything. That's what I believe. And the reason I believe that is because it costs to be the boss. And if you're gonna take care of everything, then what you say should go. You should, I mean, I'm being for real. Hang on. Like for real. And I'm not paying to be the boss. What I'm saying is, a woman should be like, well, my goodness, I got somebody that's making sure that I don't have to do X amount, X this, X that, X, and then I only have to do this, and I'm working, and when you got somebody like that, you still can't be like you paying all the bills and trying to handle the man, or, you know what I'm saying? There has to be some humility there. There has to be some honor. You know, you got to honor a man like that, because if he's gonna take on that role and loving you at the same time and showing you that he's the man, if you want to help out, that's your money. But if you want to help out, fine. But if you don't want to help out, everything's still gonna run smooth. So it shouldn't be no friction nowhere. You know, and when I say friction, the level of authority should never get off kilt. She should know whatever he say, go. Not just because he the man, he's showing me he the man. When I flip that light on in the kitchen and the light come on, he the man. When I open the refrigerator and it's full of food, he the man. Yeah. It ain't just about buying, you know, material things to you know, wow your mind that I can do this. But when you come in the house, you know, and you come in a house, he the man. You know, so when a man should get the respect from a woman for the simple fact that he's working. He's a hard-working man, pay the bills, do whatever you have to do. And you know, some relationships they don't always have it like that. You know, that's the ideal relationship of a man taking care of the bulk of the bills, the woman have her own money and help out. That's what I would want. But a lot of times, sometimes it's vice versa. You know, I don't agree with that. You know, where the woman taking care of a man, because you know, we all grew up different. I grew up, the man is the breadwinner. That's how I grew up. And so I'm gonna stand on that, you know. So I think I think a woman, you know, she get like a little girl when a man take care of her like that. It's my bad, you know. Yeah, that's when you get, what made I ain't scared of y'all. What made say, come on, Apostle. Lord. Sarah called Lord.
That's what she did.
What you did to make the woman call? They don't even say that no more. Lord. See, Lord. That go my Lord. Yeah. So hey, I'm trying to make my woman when I get her.
Y'all heard it.
Say Lord.
Don't
Don't say London, say Lord.
So you made a statement you just made. You said when you get her. So if you saying when you get her, why you haven't gotten her by now? I mean, this is the second show Miss Revills said she's having, so you should have already had her. But there's some people out here in the audience that you've seen. I'm sure the people go to your church or whatever. So you haven't found that the woman in your church.
I'm too ready for that kind of stuff. Go ahead and finish with her.
No, okay, sir, go ahead on.
Second
I have
episode.
something to say. I can
So
come back and say it.
Okay. So second, she hiding up here. So second episode, why? So between episodes, I'm supposed to have gotten a
I'm
wife.
not saying between episodes.
But that's what you.
I'm
That's
saying
right.
just in your life in general, because this.
But you preferenced it as the second
But how
episode.
you're making it though, like, okay, you know, this is what I want. If that's what you want, I'm sure that's out there. So
I got
are
you.
you?
So
are
why
you,
haven't I found?
Correct.
Okay. So he that findeth a wife.
A good one. And so that is true.
And
So it's not like you
I
can't
thought I was
find one.
speaking.
But
I
I'm
thought I was
speaking
talking.
to
I
you.
thought
There
I
you
was
go, want to be the man, always in
I
charge
really.
now.
Oh my goodness. If somebody posed a question to me, I thought I had the right to
I
answer.
must let you
I
speak
didn't-
so you can speak.
Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome,
So,
sir.
yeah. So he that findeth a wife. Yeah, she watched the episode.
I'm just going back
Views
what I
went
heard.
up. The views. Listen, we got to make it spicy up here, so I'm with it. He that findeth a wife, Bible said, he findeth a good thing, and then he obtains favor with the Lord. Right? Okay. So the reason I haven't found my significant other is because I'm looking for my wife material. He that findeth a wife, it's a lot of wives in here, but every wife ain't the same. So I gotta find my, well, I feel like singing off of that chick. I gotta find my wife. Cause see, when I find her, and when I find my wife, and I really know that's her, it's gonna be something that I said, Cause see, I'm missing the rib. See? Yeah. Whoa, a minute. Wait. Look at that. Whoa, man. Whoa. Yeah. So yeah. So I want. When I find mine, it's gonna move me. Wait, what's going on here? You know, something missing. So I'm gonna be drawn to her that way. So the reason between episodes that I haven't found my wife.
We're not gonna say between them, we can say just in general, how about that?
Okay, help me, because
I'm gonna help you out, that's what I'm trying to make sure you get the right
Okay,
help.
few
you need.
months.
So in general,
Man
okay?
have to find a wife in few months.
You can find one in a year, it take 5 or 6 years, how long it take you to find
Well,
that
what if I
lady?
don't find one on the stage then?
You better get one then. Take your move, since you the man, I need you to come on and take care of this household.
Did that move you?
Probably did though, so that's why he's not moving out there chilling.
I got on a sweater. You can't see me jumping over here. I got a sweater.
You're not moving though, baby.
Let me.
Oh, y'all on the panel with us? Y'all niggas say no.
I'm here.
So I haven't found my wife. My wife. So I want to go ahead and end that, so you won't think I'm trying to elude from that. But we can come back to the come get my house.
I got you.
So let me.
On the trade city, bro.
Key, liability and asset. And I know that all of us, Key and I, shared a friend who he had been married once, and in his marriage, the lady that he married, he was in the military, and he said as soon as he married this lady, she said, I ain't gotta work. I got me a military man. And he said from the time he married her, she sat down, she never went to work again until he divorced her. I say that because, and then he would always tell us, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? He would always tell us, I was like, what you waiting on? Why you ain't married yet? He was like, I'm looking for an asset. I don't need no liabilities. And I heard you allude to that, Key. So your definition of an asset in a woman, can you kind of give us a little bit about
Being the head, being the leader, like I say, coming in, I really don't expect you to pay for nothing. So I just don't need you to overcost me. That is you being an asset in my situation. So again, I'm not asking you to really give me this or give me that or do this or do that. As far as financial is concerned, I'm just asking you to just don't overcost me. That's basically all I meant by that. So men already know, look, you're gonna pay this, you're gonna pay that. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. We fine with that. Problem we have is when you come trying to take more than what you can put in. So for example, and this is a question for y'all, but I just use a past experience. One particular female, she used to rub my feet, used to rub my head, scratch my back when I asked. It was a small, simple thing. You see how she frowning up right there? See, the first thing she said out her mouth was, oh, you a man, so yeah, come on, take care of the household. See, women come in a lot of times thinking about themselves and tabulate what you can get out of this man versus what can I do for him. That's where the problem lies, in my opinion. So many females now, before the question comes to me that you asked him, because I'm a determined man, so I'm trying to get to a particular place in life, and I don't need you slowing me down. So by choice, largely by choice, because so many women think that way, I've just decided not to do it this long. Could have been married. If I go back now and ask a female from 5-10 years ago, she's married today. She still doesn't have kids. And I had to kind of tell her, look, you need to do something. You need to move on with your life. Because I cared about her. And I just knew that wasn't gonna fly with her. So to answer that question, that's pretty much what it is. Men don't expect you to really give them anything. We just don't want you to be overcautious.
That's good.
So I've also heard, even as it relates to respect. So where does respect, a woman giving you respect as a man? Because I heard you allude to it to a certain degree, Pastor Lundy. Then I heard you, Keith, say, Key looked at you a certain kind of way.
Yeah, she frowned at me. When I said she rubbed his feet, she was
I mean,
like,
I don't have a problem with my man's feet, but the problem is I want him to rub mine too. And for you about the finance, I don't have a problem about that because I'm a strong black woman. I can stand on my own. And that's how my parents taught me to be able to stand on my own, whether I have a man or not. So paying the house or bills won't be a problem for me if I have to do that. If my man might have some issues going on with him, that he has maybe lost his job. I don't mind stepping to the plate, taking care of that, because I know he's gonna get back on his feet. So we're gonna rub the feet, that's no problem. But we're gonna still take care of each other in the meantime. But let's make sure we understand and taking care of each other's needs in the same time, whether it's a finance part or whatever it may be in the household. We're gonna be able to support each other no matter what the situation may be.
okay. Now, like I was saying, or what you said as far as respect. Last night, I seen this woman pretty much loud talk this guy, and he really just kind of took it. So I use that as an example to start with. I just meet you, and I'm kind of, now this is what I call it. I don't know about anybody else, but it's a program. You let them know it's your program, bitch. You ain't with this program, goodbye. Same thing. You should have a set of expectations for him as well. Let him know and give him the choice. If he ain't with that, okay, goodbye. But as an example, as far as respect, that's one thing I tell them. Look, don't ever loud talk me in public. You know, or ever trying to demean me as a man in public, we're gonna have a problem. Don't do that. You know. So to answer that question as far as respect, I mean, because I'm gonna give you respect. I'm not gonna put my hands on you. I'm not gonna call you outside your name. So if I don't get the same, you know.
You want to give. You want to get what you give, basically. Right. Okay. Nita, what you think when, as it relates to women looking for an asset versus a liability?
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on the action that was just going on a few minutes ago. I'm processing. That was a lot. I think as far as, I was married, and I know for me, in my marriage, I paid no bills. My husband paid all the bills. I stayed home, you know, saw about the house, children, you know. That lifestyle is not for everyone. I think as far as assets and liabilities, I feel like it's based on per household. Everybody's household is not gonna be run the same way. What works for my household might not work for Ken's household or Doc's household. You know, so I think that's on a personal level. You have some relationships, you know, some men are okay with staying home, being the house husband, and the woman going to work. That's just the day we in. You know, I'm not interested in that. But, you know, that some people are okay with that. You have some women that are okay with that. You have some people that are okay with, you know, the wife paying 50% of the bills and the man paying 50% of the bills. I don't want to do that either. You got some, you know, this stuff y'all talking about sound really good. You know, I ain't got to worry about paying them, but what, the nail bill? I mean, I can handle that, you know. Hey, that sound real good. I'm gonna show this, gonna rub your feet. Yep, I'm gonna wash your hair. I'm gonna rub your feet, I'm gonna sweep the floor, I'm gonna cook. Maybe 2 nights. We gonna talk about the cooking part. I can cook, y'all. I can cook very well, but I don't even really want to. But, you know, I think, you know, the asset, liabilities, respect, I think all of that goes hand in hand. And respect is given to, you know, when you respect, you know, someone. And it took my mind back to something our pastor said the other day. I think it was Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. And he was up talking, and he said, now my wife, he said, my children, he said, I give my life for them. So when you hear a man say, okay, if I'm gonna go out here every day and, you know, hey, I'm pro woman, go girl, you know, I'm out, but looking at it from the male aspect, you kind of have to understand their perspective when they say, if I'm gonna go out here every day and put myself out on the line and I'm out here on that, I wish a joker would mold with my family and put myself out here and I die about you. I just need some respect. I just need you to support me. I just need you to, have my back. So looking at it from that aspect, but also on the same token, sometimes, and this is just me, what I experienced, sometimes you want to put your husband up there. You respect them, you give them the respect that they're due, but at the same time, you want respect.
That's right.
And just like Keith was saying, don't get the man out there and show out and talk loud and raise sand and don't be an embarrassment.
They get that from somewhere. Where that come from, Nita? Help me. Where a woman being loud like that? Where that come from? Help me.
I just think that's myself personally, I think that's an upbringing. I think that's just the way, because I'm loud, but I'm not. I think everybody in here about know me. I talk loud. I laugh loud and I cuts up. I don't get embarrassed real easy. But I don't. But you told me I was too loud one time too. You sure did. You was that. Oh, okay. So, but I think that's an upbringing. If you were raised up in a household where people were yelling and screaming at each other all the time, you may tend to think that's the way you're supposed to do that. But it's not the way you're supposed to do that. And a man don't want to be embarrassed and talk that any kind of way in front of people, as well as a woman does not want to, whether I'm paying any bills or not. I want to be respected. Right. So that's mine.
Well, and there's a show Betty Meadows introduced me to. It was on Tubi, but it was basically talking about, that's one of the things they say, that black women are angry, and that sometimes they can come off as offensive, even if a man just look at them like they want to talk to them. It's like before they can even look at them, they already chopping them up. So I don't know. Maybe that's a upbringing issue. I mean. What y'all think?
That's the only thing I can come up with.
It's a turnoff. I know that.
I'm sure it is.
It's a major turnoff for a woman to be. Now, I'm not talking about her, because not like this. I'm talking about. I'll give you an example. Like, if we go to a restaurant and the waitress doesn't get our order right, you just gonna show out because for whatever reason, I ain't gonna even help you understand why you showed it. You just gonna show out. And why didn't I get such and such? All you gotta do is say, ma'am, I didn't get such and such, or sir, would you please? Now, see, and I done been around that. So this ain't no hypotheticals, this real. I done been around that, just ratchet. But you didn't present yourself like that at first. But when we get in public, in a restaurant, a nice restaurant or something, or even if we go to the drive-thru, you still ought to be a woman at the drive-thru. Just everything wrong with the order. The people sitting there, they'll fix it, but you just got to show, your gluteus maximus.
But some of that comes with not being taught how to be a lady. We're women. You got female women, but every female or woman is not taught to be a lady.
But I think some men, what you said about everybody, some men do the same thing. So I don't think it's just a lady thing. There's some men that does the same thing what you just described. So it's not just a lady thing.
And I've seen certain men do it. I have. I won't lie. But the majority of people that I see doing this loud, and it ain't just dealing with a restaurant or anything. Can we be honest? I see a lot of this stuff like at church.
You see that at church?
See, kind of, okay.
I'm just
saying. Give us an example at big church. I need examples.
Because people
I get at church 90% of my time. So,
give us an example. Because somebody watching, they may not realize that they're not acting like a lady.
I don't mind.
Come on, you ain't gotta tell no names. Wow.
See, that's what I wanted. No, I didn't. I didn't want to comment. I'm joking. I didn't want to comment. You want me to give you an example, or you want me to tell you, like
An example where you have seen it at church, or describe to us where you've seen that happen in a church scenario. Because it's not about food, I don't guess. You saying somebody at the cafeteria at the church say, I don't want this, or?
No, a lot of relationships. You see a lot of relationships. You see the inside of some relationships when we get out of church, and you hear a lot, and you watch a person's demeanor. You know, you watch that. Like I told a girl one time I was dating. We was about to get in an argument. Now I'm still talking about the church now. So I'm talking about the demeanor part. So I told her, I said, stop looking like that. And I'm gonna tell you why. I said, because I don't want people to know we in such an argument or a heated discussion. I said, let's go somewhere. No, you talk to me now. Talk to me right here. See, some stuff should be legal. Some stuff should be legal. Some stuff should be legal. I never hit a woman. Just sometimes. But when you see this, I mean, you see this, and then the reason why it bothers me is because, okay, now I'm looking at you married. See, now how are you showing me? Now I'm not saying issues don't arrive. I'm not saying sporadic things don't come about where you have to handle certain things. But there's still a decorum. There's still a way to handle it, and you know you are in front of people of all levels of understanding looking at you. There's a way to do it. Go in a room. Go in one of the church rooms and duke it out. Do what you got to do. But don't be out in public fussing. And I done seen this. And so, and the church know. Church folk know that they do this stuff. And I'm like, well, who raised you? Who raised you? Like, where you get that from? And so now to bring it home, now when you go outside the church, now you're wrong.
You mean as it relates to finding a mate?
Right. I'm not talking about I'm wrong to you all. People have, okay, so you're going to go outside like it wasn't enough in here. But see, you can see one or two, maybe 2 or 3 things wrong. And then sometimes that just make you feel like, well, you know what, maybe I should. Because you know it's a lot of things right, you know.
But that's why I want to have this going. I want you and Keith, tell the audience,
no problem.
What are you looking for in a mate? What does your rib look like? And I'm saying that because some people, just like Neitha mentioned, they may not even recognize that they're being hostile. So tell us, what is it? What is it that a man wants in a mate? I get y'all want an asset and not a liability, and that's not always tied to finance. That's even tied to what that person brings as it relates to their character. So you said loud talking is a turnoff. What else?
I can tell you. You want to go? You want me to go?
You want to go on the next one?
Okay. Yeah. So, all right. A man is looking at, okay, if he's grooming himself, making sure that he ain't around you, around you with his mouth white, stuff all in his eyes, sleep in his eyes, hair looking crazy, you know, smelling nice, hygiene is on fleek. Then if a woman, to me, should take pride in that, if I'm doing it, and I know what it takes for me, if I'm doing it and you just gonna do what you wanna do, you know, you're not gonna care for yourself and not be particular, like, you know, waxing your ears or whatever. I mean, a man is, I know I'm looking for, that ain't perfect, but that's perfect for me. You see what I'm saying? That's perfect for me. I don't wanna be, because when a man married now, get ready to kiss her ear, he don't want to lick wax. Okay, listen. Hey, Pastor, that's all that matters.
Don't lick no wax.
I'm not saying, you on fleek, Freddie. That's why I can talk to you now. That's why I can talk to you. It's dress code.
Come on.
It's dress code. See, the church don't want.
Come on, we listening. We listening.
Yeah, but I see. Okay. It's dress like don't get me wrong. And don't let your mind go, not you all, but we talking to the audience too. So don't let your mind go crazy. You know I'm not talking about expose your body. But I am saying wear something that fits your body. That fantasy. I'm saying wear something
Saying
that
just because they make it, don't wear it.
said, help me. Alright. I feel. Go ahead. You see, you can't, listen. And I'm not talking about no expensive stuff. I'm talking about something decent. Talking about something decent. The way you, like I heard Apostle say, you coming into church with a bonnet on. Come on now. And you thinking you good. No, man, it's a certain way to carry yourself. You know, a woman, you can be, a man want a woman that love God, but still know how to be sexy. Church folk don't like to talk like that. They want that scripture. Coach, no. A man want a woman to keep her sexy. Keep her sexy with her, know how to talk. And if I'm flirting with you and you single, flirt back. Flirt back.
So how can
I like this here. Give me some bread from her. Make me come at you.
What does a flirt look like without being too, I guess, aggressive?
I go keep. Hey, look.
Hey, I'm here.
Okay. You want to take it? Cause I'm heated now.
How can you flirt but not seem?
Let's hear from both of
I
them.
mean,
She want to hear both of their
She
answers.
really want to hear me. She really want to hear what I got.
I say me really, I really don't flirt like that. I'm to the point type of guy. Now y'all say church people here, I get that, but I'm to the point. So either you want to play ball with me or you're not. You know, we're not really play cat and mouse too long.
So what you do? Can you just walk up and say what?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm gonna let her know I like her.
You do? So you'll tell Kenya like what you say.
Okay,
It depends on what kind of woman she is or what I'm dealing with.
Give me an example. Let me see. I can make sure I understand.
Show us.
Show me.
Nah. I'm just letting you
Why
know
can't you
I'm
show me?
straightforward. I don't play the games too long. So you got some people out there that's flirtatious. They like to flirt. You know, if I come approach you, you know, a smile would be nice. You know, talking back to me, giving me something to work with. Like you say, some breadcrumbs. Give me something to work with. Me feeling like I'm peeling back a layer of onions. I'm only peeling for so long. The older I get, I'm not peeling at
You
all.
got long peel.
Nah.
Okay, I got you.
So, you know, like I say, do you want to play ball or you don't? You know, now that I go to smile at it.
Listen. You have to make sure, you know, and I respect, bro. You know what I'm saying? I respect, bro. In my case, if I'm interested in you, I like to tease a little bit. My tease is really kind of to break the ice because I got to have a woman with a sense of humor. Not no goofy, but I got to have a woman with a sense of humor. That's real because I love to have fun. You know, when we out, you know, on vacation or wherever we going, I want to know that you can vibe with me and not just so super serious. You want somebody with a sense of humor. I want someone with a sense of humor, not someone that's all uptight. You know, I don't want a gullible woman. I don't want no woman that's going already, because some women, you know, they can't handle they can't handle that kind of stuff. They ready then to give you whatever. That a real man. Now you some old Joe Blow by night, he'll fall for that. He'll go straight. But a real man, he don't want that, because if you that easy for him,
That's right.
then another I want to say a name, but another brother are coming. You know what I'm saying? You gonna do the same thing. You know. Now that can go vice versa. I'm just speaking as a man. That's all.
All right, well, good dialogue and conversation. So at this point, do I have anybody in the audience that has a question that we need to answer?
Yes. Pastor Lundy said he wants the lady who wants the joking, and he wants the lady who can take a joke, so that way on vacation, when there's a joke that's given, I guess the lady will laugh. But if I was a lady, I guess I would ask myself, why would I even give this fellow the time of day if at the end of the day, all he wants is a laugh, just to test me so he can go to the next girl. So now she can laugh. And then you go to the next girl, so now she can laugh. I guess at some point in time, girls get tired of laughing. They paid a ticket and they never get to the end of the show.
Ladies?
I feel like that was addressed.
Pastor Lundy, I was looking for your answer
All right.
on that one.
I figured that. Answer you in a more candid way. And I'm gonna speak for me. Until I find that laugh that I desire, I'm gonna keep trying to make them laugh. Because that's me trying to find that wife so I can obtain favor with the Lord. And so if one don't work out for whatever reason, then I must move on. And then the woman has the right to decide if she don't want to laugh to my joke, she can move on. Then I'll just save my joke for the next lady, and maybe that'll be my jackpot. But as long as, if at first you don't succeed,
You gonna keep trying and
I'm gonna
trying.
keep trying.
Well, we don't want you to try too long.
Well, then that wife got to materialize then, because that's what, see, long as my goal is not to play. See, finding humor is not playing. Finding humor in a woman, in my perspective, is something that I want in a woman. That's not playing with a woman and then going to another woman playing. That's me trying to see if I found what I wanted.
So let me ask you these questions. Let me cut you off.
Go
Now,
ahead,
there's
because
certain
you
things.
did cut me off.
I'm sorry, sir. This is my nature. Okay, now you said you want certain things in a woman,
Yeah.
but there's not always gonna be that perfect woman or that perfect man out there. So you have to give and take on a little stuff, and some stuff you may have to groom that man and groom that woman on. So are you gonna be willing to do that? Because you're not gonna find a perfect woman unless you make her. There's no perfect person out there. So what you gonna do to some things you might not might find in one. There might be a couple things you like in her, and some things you may not like in her. But you got to groom each other, make sure you're what each other want. So some point you got to realize, okay, there's not this Barbie doll woman out there that I want. I'm gonna have to just set up a little less of a Barbie and try to groom. She groom me and I groom her in the way that I want each other to be.
And so I'm with you with that. So I'm not looking for the perfect woman. There is none. I'm not looking for, a woman shouldn't be looking for the perfect man. There is none. You're gonna have to give and take in a relationship. That's the defining moments are when, just like now, we up here talking. I'm learning your ways just by talking to you. So I can tell if you can take a joke or not, and it's not just joking. I can tell what you can take, certain things that you can take and what you can't take just by dialoguing. But now, you know, when you come to such a brick wall and a woman don't want to let some of her guard down, so you can even, you know, it's impenetrable because they got such a standard. Okay, so if you got such a standard, keep your standard. But then how is the man to penetrate? If you got if that brick wall is there, then isn't there a give? Don't you have to give some on the woman's side? Don't she have to give some? I can't get no help. Don't they have to give some? If the man gonna enter in, if he gonna, I'm talking about a serious man. A serious man that's really trying to talk. And if you got such a standard, and then where does that standard come from? Isn't somebody teaching that?
It comes from home training. Because
See?
if a parent train their child how to get certain things out of a relationship with a man or woman, I mean, that's their standard. They're taught them how to be.
Now watch. I'm glad you said that. Now I want to throw this in. Okay, so mama or daddy has raised me to be independent, firm, have goals, morals, values, right? Keep that. Okay, but now you grown. Okay? Now mama can't be you in the face of this man. She can't speak for you. She can't feel what you feel. So then now whatever mama's standard was, that was for mama time. So now it's your time. So love is vulnerable anyway. So if I'm trying to love you, if I'm trying to get with you, then you don't have to lessen your standard. And I hope I'm saying it right, because some people, they'll take it as if I'm saying, just give yourself away. Don't have no morals or no standard. I'm not saying it like that. What I'm saying is, how would the man know if he's even gaining any ground unless you give? Like, you got to show something.
You gotta let them know to get somewhere.
You got to know. But see, sometimes the man run into the brick wall.
And I agree. I know exactly what you're referencing. And sometimes many women, because they've been toyed and played with so much, or they may have been involved in a relationship that went sour, and they may still be kind of holding on to a little bit of that hurt. But at the same time, I heard you say love is vulnerable. And when you decide that I don't want to be by myself, I know that relationship went sour, but I'm at a point where I am ready to love. Isn't there a show called that, Ready to Love? And when you make that up in your mind, then yes, I agree. Because a lot of times women, we feel, and my husband and I just love him so much because he and I, we have great conversation. But he and I, we were talking, and a lot of times men, it's like the woman, we may wait on the man to make the move. But men don't want to be rejected either. And you know, come on ladies, y'all know, a lot of times you might see somebody, and in this generation, a lot of women, they don't wait on the man to make the move. This, that, and that, because listen, women to men ratio is at 10-1. And a lot of the women, they're like, okay, I gotta go for what I know, because while I'm sitting over here on the wall waiting on him to ask me to come dance, this chick out here, she coming over there backing it up. Y'all better listen to me. So you have to make up in your mind, if you're ready to love, yeah, he might be coming with some fluff. But if you don't even give an inkling that you might even be interested, he might just take that fluff on to the next one. Now, it's up to you, once you kind of let that guard down, to say, okay, let me see what he's talking about. And in the midst of him talking, if he ain't saying the right stuff, you know how to dance on somewhere else. But again, you have to be open to even receiving conversation. So many black women, I say black women because I'm a black woman, I don't know about the other race, but we have our standards. We got our checklist. I want a man like this. I asked both of y'all men, I said, what is it that men want? I think I asked it more than once. But women, honestly, we already got a list. I ain't got no list. My list is fully checked. I got mine. But I'm just saying, for those that may be ready to love again, we got a list. You say, what kind of man you want? They say, he need to be 6'5". He need to be 200 pounds. He don't need a mustache. He need to have a job. He need to drive. Most women already have it laid out. And sometimes that's a fault to the one, because a lot of times we're looking at material things and outer appearance. But when you make up in your mind, I'm ready to love, and I want somebody to love me. Because honestly, you can check off everything off that list that you think you want. And you get home and you find out that you're married to the devil. I'm telling y'all the truth. I know people that have told me they was dated this one particular lady, said she dated this man. He was great looking. Everybody wanted him. And she found herself or thought herself to be blessed to have this man. But oh boy, she said that man took her through the ringer. And she said the next time when she got ready to love, when she healed enough to love some more, she said she looked for somebody totally opposite. And to that man, she said they've been married over 30 years. So what I'm saying is sometimes you have to be open to conversation. You can't be so starch and strict with your list that you're like, I don't want this. And then, like I say, men don't want to be rejected. Just like we as women don't want to be rejected. When y'all agree? So you have to make up in your mind that, okay, I ain't got to, be harsh about it. But if the man is flirting with me, let me flirt back. Let me see where it's going without being overly flirtatious. Go ahead, Keith.
I did want to say this. Men don't like to be forced into things. A lot of times when I met women, one of the first things they trying to do is lock me down. And that's going to send me way the other way. And so I know as a quality, as far as a woman, is give me some time to decide, or both of us to decide, do we want this together? Don't try and force me just because you might see the qualities that you've been wanting for so long, and then now you're just trying to, get it for the next girl, get it. That's not fair. So, and a lot of times, and this is just being honest, he's already exploring options. And a lot of women, they kind of don't explore options. And I think you can explore options without giving up yourself. But a lot of women will say, oh, this is the one, all right, let me try and get this one. And then erase everything else. So when the one or the one she could have been with probably would have came along, she's already wrote him out. He doesn't even have a chance. Because now she can put that wall up because, I'm talking to this dude, or I'm talking to this one. So this a problem I found is a lot of them trying to have us married before we're married. They call it committed relationship. They call it a committed relationship.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, that's not the word. Exclusive. We're exclusive. I say, what you mean we're exclusive? Well, you can't do this and you can't. Hold on. Ain't nobody finna tell what I can and can't do. But that's pretty much how it goes. So then it's like, well, what need do I have to get married? I'm already pretty much married. So that's my thing to women is just don't try and force them into something, because a relationship, a commitment, a marriage, that's big, because he knows his freedom is pretty much over with. So you ask a man to give up pretty much his soul for you, you can't just rush him into that. Give him a chance.
I don't think your relationship is over when you get married, because even when you get married, you're still capable of going out with your friends and doing different things. I'm not asking you to stay home, be up under me 24/7, because I'm gonna want to enjoy my friends as well. So don't think that when you commit, I'm locking you down. I'm definitely not gonna lock you down, because I want you to still go out and enjoy your time with your friends. Because I want to go out and enjoy my friends, time with my friends. I might want to go on a trip with my friends. So I don't think that the relationship should always be, like you said, locked down when you marry, because you're always gonna need some breathing room from your mate. You don't want to be with them 24/7, because then that can be kind of like over. Yes, exactly. I want to have some freedom time. Text you like when
while I'm out with my
I
friends.
can say, hey, how you doing? Make sure you're okay. So I don't want you maybe get a DUI or anything. I want you to come make sure
Is
you're
that
coming
what
home
she doing?
straight.
Doc, is that what she's doing? She just seeing up on my
Man, trying to check.
You know, that's not called a check. That's making sure you're okay. Because sometimes you might go
That's
out
what I'm
and might not know how to
saying.
come back home. So only thing you know is what you need to do.
The
Well,
man
then
don't
how
wanna
about
be
you
raised.
just stay on out? Then if you don't want me to call you for
See,
one
that-
time and say,
that's a check.
okay, that's
But-
not a check.
But that's based on every relationship too. Some relationships
Men does the
are
same
okay
thing.
with, this person, my man going out with his friends, I'm going mine. Some relationships are like, I don't want you hanging with your friends and don't you hang with yours.
That's
We
true.
hanging together. That's
Right.
why we got married, so we can hang together.
But this the problem. You don't go out. I do. So why all of a sudden now you want to go out just because I'm going? And like you say, as far as trying to put a check on me, you're trying to see where I'm at. You're trying to see what I'm doing. So that means you don't trust me. So
Okay,
men
let
don't
me
want
make
to
sure I
be
understand what
around.
you're saying. So you're saying that you go out all the time and I don't go out. I'm just all of a sudden saying I want to go out. I don't really think there's nothing wrong with saying that I want to go out. Maybe I just want to be home by myself. I might just want to go out and just see some friends, even go out with my family. Just because you're out does not mean I want to go out. I might just want to go out and let my hair down just a little bit as well.
I don't have a problem.
But again, let me say this. Every relationship, that's why communication is valuable. You have to talk about it. You have to make the decision, okay, what's our plan? What you want to do, what I don't want you to do. And then y'all decide if that's the relationship y'all going to have, then agree on it. Just like when you talk about exclusivity, Keith, one problem that I've heard many women say, I'm thinking we exclusive and you still exploring options. Let us all be on the same page. If we're going to explore options, then let me know that we're exploring options. And then we both can be checking.
That's true. I've always thought, like you said, Ms. Belva, communication is the key to any relationship. If you don't have communication, you don't have a relationship. Because I cannot communicate with you, then there's need for us to really be together. Because we're going to have to communicate on everything that's going on in our situation. Because I'm not able to sit down and talk to you, or we can not argue, we can sit there and just have a common relationship. We've got to have that. Because no matter what type of relationship you're in, anybody, you've got to have the communication.
Gotta have
and some people just don't know how to communicate. So if you don't, we got to be able to communicate. We're going to have to get us a counseling or something. We got to be able to communicate in this relationship. It's not going to go anywhere without great communication.
That's right.
Well, in communicating, I fully agree with you, but I think this need to be toned down some. In communication, let's not bring and this probably gonna sound ugly, but I'm gonna say it. You ever heard the saying that I'm talking to you or I married you, not your mama?
Yes, I've heard that, yeah. And you don't need to bring your parents into your relationship, because some people do bring their parents in their relationship when they get married or whatever. I mean, I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm not telling you to do it because that's not true. Because if we talking and get mad, then your mama gonna be mad because you already went and told her that I'm acting crazy over here. And so then when I go to your mama house, she can be looking at me side-eyed, and I'm gonna have to give her a side-eye too because she's looking at me crazy.
When we communicate, all I'm saying is, I want us to talk. I don't want to hear your dad's voice, and I don't want to hear your mama's voice.
And it goes both ways now.
I was just speaking from a man.
And I'm speaking from a woman.
Yes, communication is very, very important. And I can tell, I believe Keith had one more thing to say, and we're going to end this with our final thoughts because we've got to go. Keith, you had one more thought.
I did. So in this communication, and this actually a question to the audience, when is it cheating? In other words, cheating only exists when it's married, right?
No.
All right. Hang right there. Stay tuned for part 3.